a lot of our operation is run on Linux systems. I'm not a tech guy, but
they're not Linux systems. They're GNU systems, and you're talking about my work there.
You're right. You are the progenitor of that with GNU that then other things grew out of. So GNU systems, we do have a lot of those. We have one of our IT people just absolutely loves your work. Has tried to build a lot of things around here like that. But separately, when I've got a pretty big operation, I mean, it's not that big, like 34 people, you know, sometimes we've got to hurry. We've got to buy software to run TV shows. We've got to get equipment. I'm talking about solid state stuff, Doc, that won't work as well. All I'm saying is it screws everything up.
Yeah, hardware can be malicious too. And the encryption of video between a computer and the monitor is an example of a malicious hardware feature that has been put into essentially all modern PCs by a conspiracy of corporations, including hardware companies and media companies. So what you can see it. They buy laws like the Digital Millennium Copyright Act to forbid people to escape from these things, and then they can design our technology to abuse us however they wish. So what you can see is that proprietary software, because even when there's hardware that's malicious, the software has to make use of the malicious features. So the proprietary software is involved also. And when software is proprietary, it is likely to have malicious features in it to spy, to restrict, and there are even back doors that accept remote commands to do things.
That's what I was about to get to, sir. We're talking to Richard Stallman, free software inventor, creator, guru, Obi-Wan Kenobi type. You know, so much of what we live with today that is the only alternative to what you know, the big corporate Borg are oppressing us with did come out of his ideas. But expanding on this, Doc, because when you talk about it, that's what I'm saying. I've tried to get you know, the freer systems, and I'm saying in many cases it does not exist. I don't have the money to hire an army of people that are trained in free software to be able to even attempt it. And what you said is true. There's all these Trojan horses built into everything, and I'm even paying for it, and it's junk no matter how expensive, because the whole thing is tied down with these handcuffs, and it just absolutely stifles innovation, as you said 30 years ago.
Well, although it does worse than stifle innovation. You see, innovation is the sacred cow of people who claim that they need to be allowed to restrict us. They say if they can restrict us, they'll do more innovation. But innovation can be good or bad. Democracy was once an innovation. Tyranny was once an innovation. So innovation can serve us.
Bioweapons were once an innovation.
Yeah, innovation will only serve us if we have control over what innovations we'll accept and what innovations we'll reject. So I do not accept innovation as sufficiently important to justify taking away our freedom. Yes, I'd like innovation, all else being equal, assuming we have freedom. But when somebody argues, give up your freedom so we can make more innovation, that is literally a Trojan horse.
Well, that's well said, but my point is they are... I mean, everybody knows Microsoft stuff works horribly because it's all got backdoor spy systems, and it's just total crap because, excuse my French there, because they're obsessed and control freaks. Bill Gates.
Yep. But it's not just Microsoft. I've got to point out that Apple is even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And Amazon is horrible. The Amazon swindle, an ebook reader, has known spy features. Of course, it has digital handcuffs, and it has a back door for deleting books. Do you know that Amazon remotely deleted thousands of books in 2009?
Yeah, 1984.
Right. Someone wrote they used up a year's supply of irony, demonstrating the Orwellian nature of their product, which they call the Kindle, because it's designed to burn our books. they demonstrated it by deleting Orwell's book.
Oh, that's another point. They've got this Kazaa thing where I've had rights to music. I've uploaded it, but because it's in some registrar, suddenly it shuts down the audio on my videos that millions of people are watching. And even though I have letters sending them to YouTube that I have licensure, it doesn't matter because the computer recognized it and did that. And they now admit they could erase my voice off these major systems in a matter of hours with the same technology. I mean, you talk about dangerous, having all the books digital. They could just hit a button.
Yes. That's why I won't use such systems. I will never use anything like the Amazon Kindle for my books, because I want to have books that I can read without any proprietary technology. I want to buy them without identifying myself, and I'm not willing to sign a contract to get them. If I buy a paper book, I can do it with cash in a bookstore. I don't sign a contract, and my eyes, without any aid at all, or at most perhaps with some lenses, can see the letters. I'm not required to get some secret technology just to see what the letters in the book are.
Wow.
So I will never use those ebooks under any circumstances, and I hope the rest of you will join me. If you want to read more about this, look at stallman.org/articles/ebooks.pdf. And at the bottom of that, there is a link to a place you can sign up to participate in our campaign against tyrannical ebook systems.
I mean, I had read some of your writings on this, but the way you put it, we can really see it being put into function. I mean, this is a tyranny. They've designed the current web system as a tyranny consciously. As you said, the big corporations, and the sick part is, when we pay the licenses and buy the equipment, we're paying for their own Trojan horse for them to engage in beyond Orwellian behavior.
Yep, and that's, well, I wouldn't say beyond Orwellian. After all, Oceania did things even worse than destroying books. I mean, they just murdered people. But the point is, we have to reject these systems, and that's the basic idea of the free software movement. I won't accept the systems that are designed to take away my freedom.
Okay, Doctor, I'm going to try to get you in touch right now with one of the engineers to give you any of that information you want. And I'll say bye to you during the break. Perhaps you can even come back for a couple more minutes on the other side and tell us more about solutions. But just intriguing to hear you on with us and all the points that you bring up. It absolutely makes sterling sense.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow, step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Well, Richard Stallman, Dr. Richard Stallman, free software creator of the GNU system that everything's pretty much based on today, Linux, you name it, is our guest for 5 more minutes. He's going to be gone for a while, but hopefully coming up in a few months, we'll be able to get him on for a full hour because everything he talks about just totally clicks. Because I'm not an IT person, but I live 12, 14 hours a day around it. We're an internet operation pretty much. We're on commercial radio as well and XM. But I live it, and I've experienced what he's talking about, and all the points he makes ties right in to what I'm just organically seeing as a layperson here. But I was bringing up some intriguing stuff to him during the break. We have the articles. We had the Time Warner executive send us the internal documents after we surmised it. An example of these Trojan horses, the TiVo systems, the Time Warner cable systems, and others. When they censored the Jesse Ventura TV show, it aired once. Congress went crazy on the FEMA camps. Ordered them not to air it again. That later came out in Congress. It was a big scandal. Suddenly, off of DVRs nationwide, cable systems, you name it, it disappeared. We confirmed it through one Time Warner office that, that they were ordered to put the command in. They'd never seen that before. But the point is, you pay for cable, you have a DVR, you record on it, and then they go in and erase it. What do you? And I know you want to see the proof of that. We'll get it to you, Doctor. But if true, what do you make of that?
It's just another example of how non-free software is a restriction on the users, and it's an injustice. So if you look around at any non-free software you've heard of, various products that have non-free software in them, every one of them should not be that way.
Yeah, it's very, very sad that this is all going on. We're paying for our own prison. In just 3 or 4 minutes, because I know you've got to go, Doctor, what are some other solutions or things we can start doing to weaken the power of the corporate Borg?
Well, there are all across the various areas of life, we can see corporations taking control of our government and using that power to hurt most people. Of course, there's the financial crisis and all the Americans facing foreclosure. A lot of these foreclosures are fraudulent. The banks are committing fraud when they foreclose. And right now, we're pushing Obama not to let them off the hook, which is what he wants them to do. There are a few states where the attorneys general are trying to pursue the banksters for their fraudulent foreclosures. And there are protests run by MoveOn today. I'm going to go to one this afternoon. But that's just one example. Of course, the banks created the downturn by purchasing deregulation in Congress. And then if we look at, for instance, agribusiness, which is basically crushed family farming in the U.S., and now gets tremendous subsidies to these corporations, subsidies that were originally meant to help family farmers, and that made sense. But nowadays, it's just subsidies to big business. And then you look at the private